Hey guys, it's Katie Harp, and in this video I'm going to show you how to animate text in Canva. So to start, I have a blank canvas on Canva, and I'm using the desktop version because it's easier to do things and use keyboard shortcuts, so that's what I recommend, though you can usually use the same features on the mobile app for Canva. Some of the effects might be missing or harder to find, so this is the desktop version. So first I'm just going to press T to make a text box, and if you aren't using the keyboard, you can also go over to text and add your own, like add a heading. And this is something that I've changed in my brand kit, so that's why it's already cursive. And then you can add a subheading and something like that. So I'm just going to move these around a little bit. Actually, first I'll show you the text on its own when it's animated, and then I'll show you with multiple options. So first, here's some regular paragraph text. I'll center this. Okay, and then all you have to do to animate text is click on this Animate button, and I do have Canva Pro, which I recommend, so some of these animations are only for Canva Pro. So if there's none, oh, and then first there's text animations and page animations, so I don't really have like a background or other stuff on here, but there are animations for the entire page or for just the text, so I'm just animating just this text in the video. So first there's block, which looks like that, and then breathe, which is kind of like a nice fading, more subtle thing, and then fade. I'll go through these a few times, and some of these are really similar, but they're just subtle differences. That's pan, and then rise, and tumble, which is definitely different. And then going into some of the pro options, there's drift, which kind of looks like an old style marquee. There's stomp, which is very bold. And then tectonic. And that one's a little hard to tell what it's doing. Some of these are actually easier to see when you have multiple elements or text on the screen, so I am going to show you that next. And then baseline, that just moves it up from the top, which is pretty cool. Or pop, which is just a little bit of a pop for your text. That would be good for animating something like if you had a subscribe button that you wanted to add to a video. You can also use these animations in Canva to animate any of their elements, or to animate the other elements on your canvas, or to animate the entire screen, basically. So then there's neon, which kind of has a flashy thing. And then scrapbook, which is definitely different because it's moving across the entire screen. Okay, and then if you have multiple sections of text, so add some subheadings like this, and just use the pink neon lines to make sure they're lined up. So now I'm going to play around with the animations, and I'll just move that up first. Okay, so this one. Okay, so as you can see from the paragraph text, that's also moving, but it has a different animation, and that's because you can add different animations to the different text, and sometimes that can be a little distracting, so you might consider doing the same animation for all of them, or only animating your headline or a certain element that you want to draw attention to, but not animating everything with different animation effects, because it might be a little distracting and hard to read. Like some of these, like that's a little distracting when you have two different ones, but it is possible. And I'll just show you, if you have all different ones, then it looks like that, and that's a little hard to read. So probably better if you either have some static text, or you just draw attention to one of them with one thing of text. Or I can go back to page animations. Actually, first I'll change all of these to no animation, and then I'll click off. Okay, so I just took away the animation from all of those, and then I'm going to click on Animate, and this is for the page animations. So this is actually animating any of the other things in the background. And to get a better example of that, I'll go into Elements and add some kind of element. Just add a couple of these. Just move those around a little bit, even though they're different colors. just add those as an example. Okay, so then I'm clicking off screen and then clicking animate. Okay, now you can see all these elements I've added separately get animated when you do the page animation, and you can animate these individual lines of text separately. And I have the copyright just as a separate element, so like that. So this is actually good for things like Facebook ads. Okay, that's a little hard to read, but some of them like tumble or block might be good for Facebook ads or other social media posts, or pop. That one's actually doing animations for the entire thing. Tectonic. Neon. Scrapbook. And the scrapbook one really makes more sense when you have the entire page being animated, because then all the little pieces come together kind of like a scrapbook. If you're just doing a regular social media post or ad, then you might want something a little more subtle, like pan, and then the text just gently pans in, or breathe, or fade. And those are all pretty subtle, or rise. And those are nice. It just adds a little bit of an attention-grabbing factor without being hard to read. Tumble, that's pretty cool. Over here, you can also change the timing of the animations if you want, and then go back here to preview it and see how long it takes. And then I'm going to go into here and animate this one with something else. So I could have one text animation with the block animation, for example, if I really want to draw attention to the headline, and then the other ones are something else like tumble. That might be a little distracting, so I'll try something like breathe, and then I'll use block for this one. So as you can see, it is possible to have different animations on your different lines of text or the different elements. So this is a really good feature to have for things like Facebook ads. I've done this before where I'm animating certain pieces of an ad, or maybe you want to add a video to Instagram or Pinterest and add just a little bit of an animated element. Then Canva makes it really easy to do that. And then when you're ready to download it, you just go to download, and you're going to want to download it as an MP4 video, and then click download. Because if you just save it as a JPEG or a PNG, it will not be animated. So you need to save it as an MP4 file, and you have to be using a platform that will let you upload videos like that. Otherwise, the animations won't stick. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial about creating text animations in Canva, and have a great day.